What is up, Smudge Wellness? It is your girl Jazmin Kylene. For those of you who don't know me, I am a spiritual counselor, I'm a journalist, and I am a girl just doing her absolute best. I am here to talk about many things, and today those things happen to surround the theme of mantras. And I'm super excited about this because becoming really intentional with what I have formed my life mantra to be has been a huge component to the healing journey that I've been on, that I'm sure we've all been on. And if this is a tool that has really helped me, then all I want to do is share it with you guys in hopes that it can somehow help you sort of figure out how to alchemize and utilize your power to embody your fullest potential. So first and foremost, I think it's important to define what a mantra even is. So in its textbook definition, a mantra is a sacred word, sound, or phrase that's typically in Sanskrit, and it's found within a ton of religious practices and traditions such as Hinduism, Buddhism, and even like the yoga practice. So when you actually break down the word mantra, it has two Sanskrit roots. So manas, meaning the mind, and tra, I believe, meaning tool. So when you break that down, what that simply means is mind tool, or rather tools for thought, right? Because mantras are typically used in meditation to bring the mind back to a centered thought. Typically when we sit down for at least a traditional form of meditation, our minds can often wander and we can begin to think about, child, I cannot believe someone's the award at to the Met Gala, and like I have to do 12 things after this, and like I can't believe that man had a nerve to text me. You can kind of go everywhere else but exactly where you're meant to be, which is in the present moment. And so when you have a mantra, it's a way to sort of call the mind back to a controlled source of focus. And it's beautiful because it essentially sort of is a beat that you follow in your meditation. And when you bring mantras outside of meditation or outside of your spiritual practice and into your life's experience and journey, it can kind of serve as the same tool and as the same way to follow a beat, something to come back to when you lose your way, when you get caught up in the chaos of your own mind or of circumstances and just the experience of life, right? So I think that makes it pretty obvious why having sort of like a life mantra is really beneficial. But when it comes to coming up with one, I think it's important to be really intentional with where you're at in life right now. So I think having like an overarching mantra for life is beautiful and something you should definitely sit down and curate. But if you are in a specific part of your journey right now, whether you're working on inner child healing or shadow integration or working on your throat chakra, working on your solar plexus, whatever the case may be, sort of finding a mantra that embodies that sort of goal or that objective that you're walking towards is going to be a really beautiful way to sort of like come back to it on a consistent manner. It's going to be a really beautiful way to find an anchoring in who you are embodying and who you are walking towards in your evolution. So I am currently doing some somatic coaching with a beautiful individual by the name of TT Kukin, and they have shared with me, or rather introduced me to a way of sort of wording my mantra that is sort of seen as a commitment, right? So the phrasing of the mantra is, I am a commitment to blank. And I think it's a beautiful way to navigate creating a mantra for myself, because I think sometimes while affirmations are so beneficial and I come back to them all the time, sometimes the mind can force you to not believe an affirmation because you sort of like can logically understand why it isn't true. For example, I am empowered, but I know that in my waking life, I've been acting against that knowing, right? I've been really disempowering myself by, falling victim to my own insecurities or comparing myself to other people on social media, rather than wording it as something as, I am a commitment to honoring my power, which reminds me that no matter what phase I'm in my journey, if I'm having an up day, if I'm having a down day, I'm always centering and coming back to the knowing that I am going to commit to this. I'm going to commit to embodying my power, even when I feel weak, even when I'm falling victim to the ways in which I'm not embodying my power and I'm dishonoring my power. Knowing that a commitment sort of like takes off the pressure of needing to already be and reminds you that it's all about simply walking in alignment with that truth rather than like needing to pretend it's the truth even when it doesn't feel like it is. I hope that that makes sense, and I hope that I'm not just saying words. So yeah, something that I wanted to impart from my coaching for you guys is, how can you sort of word your mantra to be something that you are committed to rather than something that you already are, right? So for instance, the mantra that I have really centered my being on is, I am a commitment to embodying my power, right? It used to be, I am a commitment to choosing my power, but I realized that that meant I was seeing my power as something outside of me rather than something that I already innately am. So it was a whole thing. It's fine. I'm fine. But yeah, come up with something that you really want to commit to and have it relate to where you're at in life right now. So for example, if you are working on that inner child healing, I am a commitment to embodying the play. I am a commitment to honoring the play that I need on my day-to-day. Or if you're working on shadow healing, you know, I am a commitment to honoring all the layers of me and not demonizing them. Or, you know, obviously make it more succinct, but really find a way to utilize your mantra to honor where you're at in life right now. And once you have it, first and foremost, make sure it's something that you see every single day. So like, you know, write it down and make it your phone wallpaper, or, you know, put it on your vision board, put it, you know, somewhere in your room where you can see it every single day and where you can repeat it and come back to it so that it sort of like stays in that subconscious realm. But also make sure that once you have an understanding of it, once you intertwine it into your routine, right, whether it's, you know, every single day you meditate on it, or, you know, you write it down every single day, you say it in the morning, whatever routine you base around it and the way that you integrate it into your subconscious, begin to formulate and derive the decisions that you make in alignment with that truth. So once again, for instance, my mantra was, I am a commitment to embodying my power. And after I really started to integrate it into my life, so many opportunities started to show up that really called for me to honor my power, especially during times which fear sort of took the forefront, right? So I was given an opportunity to accept a new job, to move to a different place on my own, and to like do all these things that would typically invoke a lot of like fear in me and insecurity and falling back into habits that keep me safe and like confined in my version of safety. And it was important to recognize that those fears are never going to go away, right? Like having a mantra and having a truth that you come back to doesn't eradicate the shadow aspects of existing, but it was rather, whenever I repeated that mantra, whenever I came back to it, I realized like fear is always going to be there, but this mantra means that I'm a commitment to embodying my power. It means that I'm going to look at fear, say, I get it. You were where I operated from for a very long time. You stem from a wound. You stem from simply existing in this society that likes us fear-based, and I acknowledge you. I love you. You have a seat at the table, but you're not driving the car. My power is driving the car, and really coming back to the commitment, making the decisions that are in alignment with committing to my power, or committing to whatever you're choosing your mantra to be, is kind of how you little by little, through small steps, through small decisions, begin to alchemize your experience and stand in a truth that is much more authentic to you. And the more that you do it, the more that it'll become some form of second nature. I think it takes like 21 days to form a new habit or to break an old habit. And so like the more that you continually honor coming back to this mantra, the more that it will become such an organic way of breathing, such an organic way of existing. And honestly, I'm kind of at a point where I've been working with this mantra for so long and it's helped me so much that I'm kind of ready to like retire her and come to a new one. And obviously it'll always be a mantra that I return to, but like it's played such a vital role in me embodying my power that now it's kind of something that I stand in very organically and naturally. So I'm ready to embark on like the next chapter of healing, which honestly, girl, I'm not even about to get into it. The point is that let it be fluid, let it honor where you're at right now, and let where you're at right now eventually change. Honor when you actually like hit your goals instead of like immediately creating a new goal, which I need to hear myself. So yes, I hope that this inspired you to sit down and create a mantra for yourself. And if you're lost on what, you know, you should center your mantra around, you know, meditate, journal, you know, ask yourself, where am I in life and what can I use more of? What do I want to come back to? You know, if there's a truth that you want to come back to and anchor yourself in amidst a ton of chaos and a ton of change, you know, what would that be? And really, like I said, meditate on it, journal on it, really make it clear and succinct. And once you do, you know, write it down in your language, write it down in the way that hits like a personal nerve within you and that makes sense within your everyday dialogue. And then, you know, commit to it. Read it every single day, write it every single day, repeat it, meditate on it, make it your truth until it is your truth. So yeah, I hope that this resonated. I hope that this served you. I'm sending you all of my love. Thank you to Smudge Wellness for housing my voice. It means the world. And if you want to work with me one-on-one, that would mean the absolute world. I am an astrologer and a spiritual counselor, so you can reach out to me at Jazmin on Instagram, or follow me or subscribe on YouTube. Whatever floats your boat, darling. But I'm sending you all my love, and yeah, see you soon.